Hey, everybody. Top chat. Just gotta get this set up a little better here because there's some weird lag stuff going on. Right arm. Is this working? Cole Poland. Awesome. Am I up? Am I up? Yo. Yo. Okay. You know, boys, just taking it easy here. It's nice and quiet in the house, so we have this time together. It's nice to be able to chat, just like, you know, me and you guys, one-on-one. Pretty fun. You know, we got to talk about some new things because a lot of cool things are happening. Now we know that Skidoo has told us what their lineup, what's going on with the lineup for 2020, and Articat, I think, said some stuff. Haven't really looked into it very much, but Polaris hasn't said anything. I think it's March 4th is when Polaris launches their new. Well, you know what's new for 2020. Who knows, right? We don't really know what these things are. But what do you guys think of the new Skidoos? Well, they're kind of, you know, the 850s, but they've made some changes. They've changed the tunnel design. They have the Extreme, I believe, is what they call it. What do you guys think of that stuff? Or is this all about the oldies? We can talk about everything, right? How is the new 850? I don't have the 850 yet. I'm waiting for 2020 Polaris 850. That's going to be my new ride. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. You know, it's the first year models you kind of got to watch out for, boys, when you're dealing with this kind of stuff, because they need to iron out the issues with them, right? So I know I bought a 16 axis. I wanted it, but I'm holding out for the 2020 Polaris. Not, you know, some guys have issues, little things here and there, just kind of bothersome with these models. Skidoo has their issues. They all do, right? So, oh, that's funny. Kyle Luloff, Skidoo, quack, quack. Okay, let's start at the top here. We'll just see what guys are saying. Chris Dutka's having a beer. Good for you. Louis, if you could toss in a brap in there somewhere. My daughter thinks that's hilarious. Looking forward to the event. Nice. Just thought of a question. Given years of wrenching, you have done sleds and other vehicles. When you're riding and hear an unfamiliar sound, how likely is your mind to start imagining mechanical issues? I hear every sound. I do. And it started out when I'm a pilot and I was flying years ago. When you're flying an airplane, you hear every engine noise. You notice any difference in RPM. And it's very important that you do, because if you don't hear it, things can go wrong, right? So you need to know what's going on. And I've had issues. I've had engine problems over Lake Huron and all, you know, me and all my stuff, right? So yeah, engine problems, and that translates right to sleds and trucks. I hear everything. I know when my belt's going to go. I generally really rarely explode a belt on a sled. I usually hear them when they're going to start to go. I hear a little part of it start to come off, or I hear difference in RPM if there's motor problems. Yeah, it is. But it's important, you know, pay attention to your equipment. If something doesn't sound right with your family car, you know, if the wife brings home something, says, you know, something doesn't sound right, that's a good thing. You know, pay attention to that kind of stuff, right? Jaden Halliday, you get a shout out. Yeah, bud. Louis, what do you think of the 2010 Polaris RMK 700? Good motors? I think those 700s were decent motors. I think the 900s are not so good, but I think the 700s are pretty good. Start rolling through here. Louis, can we get an Indy Light bogging update? You know, I'll be honest with you, boys. We've been having a lot of fun riding, and this winter has been unlike any other, right? Because we've been getting this great snow, so we've been riding. I've been shooting a lot of video. I've got video that I can keep running for quite a long time. And we're taking advantage of it. I'm not going to sit and wrench on a sled. The only time I'm wrenching on a sled right now is to fix the stuff we break on our current rides so we can get riding again. But as soon as, the weather's starting to turn a little kind of wonky, not in our favor. So we're going to start getting some more wrenching. But I haven't touched the Indy Light. I'm working on other stuff. It's coming. But I do want to figure that out. It's driving me crazy. Saw the video where you got the ATV pizzas in my local Can-Am store. Yeah, I know Todd and the boys there. Cats are better. Cody Taylor says cats are better. Everybody has their opinions, right? Can I do it? Ben Pascal says, can you do a Polaris Dragon long track conversion? I don't know. Maybe. It might happen. You never know. Sometimes we just come up with something to do, and you never know what's going to come rolling in and start working on. I know people like when I do kind of instructional and informational videos, so we try to do that when we can. No, it's not vodka in there. It's just a sweet little drink I have. Danny Carlson says, thanks for these videos and knowledge. Y'all kick ass in the powder. Oh, well, thanks very much. Well, I try for an old guy to have some fun, right? Big ride, Dylan Siri. 150 vintage sleds. That'd be pretty cool. Last guy there would be just covered in the old gas in the two-stroke, right? Gabe, let me see. Hey there, how's the sleds and what's your next? Well, Polaris 850. Polaris 850 Axis. Sleds are doing great. The 800 Axis, I have an update video on that. Just been riding it and having a great time. The rev is running like a monster. I think we blew the voltage regulator on the IQR 860, so we're going to swap that out. I think we're pretty good to go. Snow conditions are amazing. Best conditions we've ever had. I'm freaking out. They're just amazing. Oh, Calabogie Hill Drags, Daniel Kalin. We might, if we're around, for sure. Hey, Louis, what's a spark plug look like when you blow a head gasket? Well, it depends on how you blow the head gasket, right? Like if you got a leaky head gasket and the coolant is coming in, you might have, my dog scratched me right here. See that? I just saw that. Looking really red face. Must have got some windburn today. Might have some coolant on it. Sometimes it gets a little gray and sludgish kind of looking stuff on there. And it'll start leaking in and you'll be going through coolant that way. Get the new Alpha. Great handling the decal feels like. Yeah, you know, I'd love to try the Alpha. Look, I'm telling you, I've said this before. Arctic Cat doesn't let me ride their sleds. Well, I don't know. Otherwise, I got to go buy one, and I'm just not going to do that. You know, if they let me drive one for a day, I'd certainly do it, and I'd tell everybody about it. I'd tell everybody what I thought about it. All right, that's what I do. I say the good and the bad. Do you fly anymore? That's 1975 427 Bronco. I haven't flown in about, I'm going to say 15 years. Can't do everything, right? You can't have all the hobbies, and it gets expensive, boys. No, I had a little float plane years ago. I sold that. I've been loving snowmobiling and having fun with the ATVs. Running an airplane is an expensive thing, man. There's, you know what they say in aviation, you know how you make a small fortune? Start with a large one. That's how aviation rolls. My career or my life before what I do now, the fire thing, was aviation. How much experience tuning sleds to run in warm weather? No, but it can't be that hard. Really? I don't think so. Do I have a mechanic's license? No, I'm not a mechanic. If you don't like what I'm doing, make sure you go to a mechanic. Don't take any advice from me. I'm just a guy just like you. Actually, there are probably mechanics on here that know a lot more than me. That was Chris who asked me that. Gas. Is the 850 Skidoo belt issue better now than the last couple of years? Seems like they keep tinkering with air and motor mounts. I don't know, man. Not from what I've seen. Look, a lot of guys are pretty brand loyal, right? So they, I blow belts on my RMK all the time, especially now with this snow that we've been having. I hold it to the pin. I don't let it cool down. I'm honking it all the time. It's almost like I'm trying to blow belts. I don't know why, but I'm having so much fun. To me, it's worth it. That's why I'm running Ultimax and Gates. They're an inexpensive belt compared to buying OEM. So yeah, I destroy them. I know other guys with Axis. They go a lot longer than I do. Probably get a season out of a belt, but maybe they're driving differently than me. I don't know. When I had the turbo on it, I was getting 250 kilometers out of a belt. That's 180 miles or whatever that is. But the Skidoo issue, I don't know. There's things there. I don't think you should have to go and buy a fix kit to line your clutches. Like I have a little alignment tool I'm going to show people for the Axis, but to align Skidoo clutches is a lot different. And then I just think, I don't know. I think when you have an issue that big, you got to start looking at it, and you got to start either giving everybody a dozen belts when they leave the dealership with the Skidoo, or you got to make the problem, you got to fix the problem so that everything is good, right? And that goes for Polaris and Arctic Cat and everybody. You got to make sure that you're looking after your customers, because these sleds are huge money. They're huge money. And when you go out and you got to dump, if an OEM belt is over $200 here in Canada, that's huge. That's huge money. We want to have fun, right? We don't want to just go out there blowing belts all day long. That's not good. At least I get 2 days out of a belt now. I'm going to try to fix that, though. I have another thing I'm going to try with my motor. We'll see. Let me see. What's wrong with my MXZ 700 when I had no spark? When I had no spark, it was the stator plug. It came a little loose, and I just pushed it back together. It was good to go. That was Mike Christodlus. How long did Bradley McCabe? Hey, I like watching the Polaris XLT 600 videos you made. I was just wondering how long did make them extension on it for the track extension? Well, it's pretty simple. If you just take, if you have a 121 XLT and you're going to extend it to, 159, you take the difference, you cut that in half, and that's how long you add your tunnel, right? Make sense? I think that makes sense. Ever consider a trail build? Tim, no. Tim, that's Tim Stanky. Not yet. I'm not ready for the trails yet. Still having fun on the, the backcountry kind of stuff. Yeah, Chris, looking for a 69 Olympic track. Pretty tough to find, man. You got to hit the old vintage shows to find those. And then buy two, put one away. LCP33, hey, good day. Matthew LeMay says hello. Hello. Let me see what else is going on here. I'm trying to cover everything, boys. I'm trying to cover all these little questions. Would you get a turbo 4-stroke sled? I think I would. If I'm going to race. I'd like to try one in the backcountry, see how they roll. I'm known right now that the places I get into with my 405-pound dry sled, I don't want to get into with the really heavy one. Just because it's a lot of work getting them out. But turbo 4-stroke, yeah, a lot of fun. I imagine that'd be, and I mean, Yamaha's are great sleds, right? Matt says, what did you do with the Formula Deluxe stock parts? I still have them all. I think I have mostly everything. And I'm keeping them all because I'm going to do some, I still have everything just to go back together to get that thing running. I kind of want to do some water skipping with it. Emily Hool, can you shout out my little bro Chris? He's a huge fan. Chris, what's up, buddy? You like watching PowerModz? That's awesome. Thanks very much for watching. Guys like you keep me coming back. Chris Hool. Derek Gilbert says, I have found that all makes and models are fun. Different is good. Yeah, but there's no doubt. Most makes and models have their strong points. I always said, boy, if you get all these guys and put all their genius together and make one great sled, wouldn't it be awesome? Wouldn't it be awesome? Imagine if we could just take a sled and it'd last a really long time. Look at the motors in the Elans. My 1971 is the original motor. You know, what's going on here? That's a 250 single cylinder, but you know what I'm saying. Any IQR videos coming out? Yes, there are IQR videos coming out. We have a couple rides in with that. So burgers, yeah, there are IQR videos coming out. The Arctic Cat, I don't know, man. Like, I'm kind of in a bit of a pinch here because we've got little time. I might sell the Arctic Cat, maybe the IQR too, because I need to finance a purchase of an RMK and finish all the other stuff up that I'm doing. Having that many, I'm going to be honest with you, having as many sleds as I do is a lot of work just to store them and to keep them running. We need 2 good solid sleds so we can ride because, hey, we like to have fun, right? I just don't want to sit in the shop and do stuff all day long. That's no fun. It's no fun. Time's flying. I want to have fun. So I want 2 good solid run sleds. The Rev always runs awesome and never lets us down. It's probably the best backup sled anybody could ever have. It runs 88, 8,900 RPM to the bar all day long. I just told Simon, you know, when we go out, I said, your job is just to hold that thing wide open all the time and have as much fun with it as you can. And that's what he does. So it just keeps going. But we need a good lineup of sleds to have fun with. And of course, the 925 Elan, yes, it will be coming along. But we have other things, the riding, we're having a good time with that, right? Gold Medal Construction, thinking of putting a turbo on my SKS. The turbo is a lot of fun. It's a ripper, man. I'm telling you. Jack Woodard says, hey, Lewis, you should do a meetup and ride in the Chick Chocks or something. I'd come for sure. And I'm sure a lot of people would. You know, that's not a bad idea. I think that's a pretty cool idea. I know a place where we could do that. Let me think about that. Chris Bates says, any videos coming up with the Enticer? Not in the near future until probably a little later on in the season. Sam Harberger. He says, I just bought my first ATV. It's a new 2019 Can-Am XMR 1000. What should I look for to change? My name is Sam, live in Southport, Ohio. I work EMS, so I'd love to know your thoughts. Sam, check out my videos. I tell you exactly what you need to change on that thing. You need, number one, a diff locker, the torque locker in the front. Does the 19 come with a locker, a full locker, or is it still that Visco lock? I can't remember. So you need a torque locker. You need a good set of snorkels. You need clutch work. You need good tires on it. I wouldn't go anything over 30. You're just robbing power, and that bike goes everywhere. I love the long chassis. Is it an Outlander? It says XMR 1000. Is it an Outlander? I love the long chassis. What else do we do to that? We did a bunch of things, full skid plate, that kind of stuff. But check out my videos. If you need anything, let me know. We send stuff to the States, or we have distributors who just will mail right to your door in the States, and we have free shipping. Don't forget it. Little shout out, PowerModz.com. That's how we get to do all this stuff. Do you run long track, short tunnel? Gabe Grabau says that. Yes, we're going to start doing that. I know We're gonna be copycats. There's no doubt about it. It was a great idea. I don't know how we never thought of it earlier. I've done it before, where I've had a long track on a short tunnel and nearly killed myself because it just about fell back on me. But that was on hard pack, so it makes sense in the powder, right? The boys with Skidoo came up with a very good thing. Danny Carlson, hey Lou, what would you suggest for a reliable 2-up? Oh boy. You know what? I'm not into the 2-up too much. I don't know. I've had Keeley on the back a couple times. It was pretty fun on the old Rev. Depends on what your budget is, man. Like, you know. Kushbump, do you do the turbo tuning yourself? Yeah, I did. It's not really that hard. Everything sort of comes plug and play now. The gold medal construction, did you find the problem with your turbo? I think it was a couple different things. I changed a few things in the motor. What else was it that I was thinking about the other day? I can't remember. I don't think it was a real problem with the turbo. I just had to pull it out just so we could get riding, and I've been having so much fun. It's just gone. I sold the turbo. Moving on. Kyle Luloff, any other hobbies other than sleds? Well, I guess I have a lot of hobbies. Do a lot of weird stuff, boys. But, you know, I do the trapping, right? Do the trapping, and I like hanging with my boys, with my sons there, and doing hunting, and we do a lot of shooting, stuff like that. And I'll show you what I got. Got these the other day. Nice doggy. Hey, look at that. Well, these are for mittens. Isn't that nice? That's a coyote. It looks like lynx. So we're gonna have make some mittens out of those. Oh, I love that kind of stuff. I love the outdoors. Always been in the outdoors. A lot of hiking, a lot of exploring, you know, that kind of stuff. Greg Monholland, hello from Michigan. G'day, Greg. Caribou, Maine. Caleb Gordon. Monsterland, we still have it. It's still there. We just haven't done much with it because we've been getting other things done. Badass class. You should work on like the ZR EFI Arctic Cats. Try it out. Not that expensive. I should. We should. Maybe we will one day. Greg Monholland says they're getting 30 inches of snow in the Keweenaw Peninsula of Michigan. That sounds pretty cool. 30 inches. That's hardcore, man. Mountain Slayers TV. Hey, PowerModz. How would you feel if a dealership rebuilt your top end and returned the sled without the coolant holes attached? Then 250 miles later, they say the lower end blew. You made it 250 miles without a coolant hose attached? That's pretty good. The lower end blew. Yeah, man. I don't know. You got to look at all that stuff. You know, that's why I do a lot of my own stuff. I've been down that road of dealerships, and some dealerships are great. Some dealerships look after me, and I don't mind dealing with them at all. Black's Corners Motorsports, without a doubt, they've been working with me for years. Bring my sled in there. No issues with them at all. But you got to find a good dealer, and I mean that's I'll be honest with you. That's the reason why over the years I've sort of had a tendency to roll in one direction with sleds. If you're not getting the support from your dealer and the OEM right from the top, right from corporate all the way down, then it's not a good thing. So, you know, that's kind of why I roll the way I do, right? Cody Taylor says the new 571 Skidoo belts and all the updates, apparently it's better. I hope so. I hope for all you Skidoo guys running sleds and blowing belts. I know some guys aren't blowing belts. They're having a great old time. But the guys who are, I hope it all works out for you. Finn Neiman, how's it going? It's going very well, Finn. Thanks for asking. Bennett 207, hello from Rumford, Maine. G'day to you too. Blake, hey Lou, I'm glad I caught you live. I love your videos. Thanks for all the great entertainment. Blake Richardson, no problem, buddy. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. John Whalen, I bro. I just bought Jason Elia says I just bought an 09 Yamaha Nitro as my first sled. I enjoyed the exhaust fix video you did. That video pretty funny because it is getting a wicked amount of hits. You Yamaha guys, I can't believe I wasn't aware how bad that exhaust donut thing was. You basically have to change your exhaust donuts and fix that exhaust every time you change the oil on that sled. That's crazy, man. Price all that stuff out. I think it's like $700. That's crazy. Not a good thing. Brandon Dombrowski, Louis, when are you going to come up to Barry's Bay, Madawaska, and come ride with the bogey wheels? Oh, we'll see, buddy. We'll see. Well, we have a lot of riding planned. We're going on some trips, so we're busy, dude. Y2KXJ, you still got your Land Cruiser? It would look really nice in my garage. It would look nice back in my garage. I wish I had that thing. That Land Cruiser was a piece of work, man. It was a beast. Y School Fun. Hey Lou, your my coat smells like gas. Good for you, bud. That's good. I might get my coat smelling like gas tomorrow morning. I think tomorrow is going to be an Elan day. I'll do some ripping on the 335 and the 299 Elans. We've got a lot of snow, but it's going to be a workout. It's going to be good. Austin Cook from Oklahoma. I've been to Oklahoma. Beautiful state. Bill McDonald, have you ridden Maine lately? Any plans to come back in the near future? No, we haven't ridden Maine. To be honest with you, I haven't been down that way. We've been to the Upper Peninsula, Michigan. Haven't done Maine. Is there backcountry riding there? Must be. Okay, Brad Willett. What's better for a skid swap on an 89 Tundra 250 LT as tracks are hard to find for the 139? The 136 or the 144 or the 151? I would go with a 144. Just a 1.5, like kind of max maybe. The 89 has that smaller Type 253 motor in it, so you don't want to be too. Maybe a 136. A 136 with an 1.5 inches would probably be really good. And you'll have to get something in the 19. I think it might have a 252 driver, or it might be a 197 driver on it. I think it's a 197 driver, so you might have to swap your drivers out on it. Not a big deal. But I wouldn't go too long and too thick a lug, or you're not going to be able to turn that thing very effectively. You're going to be working that sled way too hard. Clutches aren't going to like you, and it's a small one lunger, right? You're going to work it. You don't want to work it too hard. Would you collaborate with at Tough Country Gear? Don't know. I have to check out Tough Country Gear, see who they are. Sean Harris, I have an 06 Renegade 800 HO template is coming on. Coolant level is good. What caused temperature light to come on? Temperature light comes on if it's hot. There's a way to check your temperature sender. You might want to do that. I would recommend putting like a COSO temperature gauge on it, an inline temperature gauge, just to make sure what your temps are. Those idiot lights, they call them an idiot light, right? Some of those lights, they're not very good. They just they get screwed up. So put a temperature gauge on there and then check your temps and then run. But don't let it get too hot on you. But I've off-grid Homesteader Cecil E. Skinner. Have you ever made it to New Liskeard for the poker run? It used to be a blast. No, but we drove through New Liskeard a couple of weeks ago. Like right through. I think we stopped in a gas station. Bennett 207 says he agrees. Sad as it is, maybe you should streamline the lineup. I kind of have a few other ideas that I want to do, and I know I want to clean things up first. But yeah, we'll see. I have an idea about some certain type of sled build. We'll see. Chris Dudka, What is your favorite sled you have ever had? Maybe because the machine performed, or because your time in your life or location was that was wicked. Probably. Let me see. Okay, so I know if you look over all the videos over the years, but all the sleds, all the real fun that I've had a lot of fun on tundras, Skidoo tundras. That little yellow bomber of mine, that with the 335 in it, that is an extremely fun sled. I'm loving this Axis right now. Look at when you get the right kind of snow conditions for the Axis. Oh my God, it's just such a ride. You can fly off stuff and fluff, and starting to learn how to ride it. Well, I know how to ride it pretty good. They're kind of okay now. It is so much fun. I'd really like to get into the big mountains and get that super pow day kind of thing, wheeling down stuff. But anyway, we'll see. But that yellow bomber, that's a fun machine. I have a lot of fun hammering through my property with that. Sledder Davis, what's your opinion on trail riding a wide track? Worth it or not? I know guys who run wide tracks. It's just depends on how you don't mind sitting, right? If your feet are like that 24-inch super wide Scandic, man, that's kind of hard having your hips splayed like that all day long. But some of them are comfy, you know. Can you do a shout out for my 4-year-old Justin Farron? Can you shout out to my 4-year-old son Liam? Liam, what a great name. We almost named my son, my first son, Liam. He watches all of your videos with me. Well, a big shout out to Liam. Thanks for watching the videos. I really appreciate it. That's awesome. Liam Farron, 4 years old. It's great. The badass class. Have you ever thought of making a completely modded 120? I kind of did when my kids were smaller, but now they're kind of big. My son, my oldest son, is 16 now, and he just wants to rock the rev and have fun. Well, he wants my Axis, actually. He's not going to get it. Freddie XP, I bought a set of Rage Cage reeds plus the metal boot for my 13 Summit Sport 6. Having a hard time putting the carb back in, trying all sorts of things. So you're having a hard time pushing it in, right? Make sure the clamps are loosened off all the way, and make sure those they have like a nitrile boot on them. It's not like rubber. Make sure that they're really warm. Don't like hold a torch on them, but make sure they're really warm. I know it's hard to push them on, and that's the reason why I don't really like the Boyson Rage Cages and because of that nitrile. It is good in a sense that it doesn't really rot with the fuel and the oils and all that. But in the field, if we have to pull a carb off to do something, and the machine cools right down, well, things become really hard. And we can't jam the carbs back on them. That's kind of, I didn't like that. Burger is all right. Thanks for coming on and talking to us. He has to go to sleep or something like that. Sam Harburger, it's an Outlander. Okay, yeah, so you're going to love that chassis. Just do all the stuff that I said in one of my earlier videos, and then it'll be a good machine. You can't use the setup that's on it right now. If you're planning on doing any kind of water crossings, don't use the snorkels that's on it. You're going to fill your clutch housing full of water, and then it's not going to be good. We've been down that road. Blake wants to know what's in this cup. It's got an ice cube in it. No, there's nothing in it. I'm eating ice cube. Jaden Halliday, have you ever been to Saskatchewan? I've never been to Saskatchewan. Darn it, I've flown across this country, been to BC a bunch of times, and I've never driven across it, but we're thinking about it. We were definitely going to drive out this year. If we didn't get the snow by now, we would have rocked it there for sure. I got some peeps out there. Yeah, Freddie, Since it's not a rubber boot, it cannot flex. That's exactly what I'm saying. You got to make sure those things are good and hot. I think I also lubed them up a little bit. I think I put a little bit of lubricant of some sort on there and pushed them on. But make sure they're warm, man. Kush Bomb says, beautiful pelts. Thank you. They're really nice. Coyote and a silver fox. My hair, I think. That's what they call that. It's a new black. Nice jammies. Looking comfy. Ethan, got to be comfy, but good thing I put them on, right? Dig-a-doo. Justin Bodette says, hey, g'day, Justin. What's your favorite pre-2000 sled and why? I love the old Tundras. I just love them, man. They rock. You can hold them to the pin all day long. Nathan Fleming, yes, we do ride Northern Ontario for sure. Big thumbs up from Regis Kenneville. Hunting and trapping, you bet, bud. Hey, I know my roots. I come from a hunting and trapping background. Jimmy Zaff, yes, I'll be snow checking the RMK 850. As long as my wife doesn't watch this video, we're good. Do you do any big game hunting? I used to do the moose hunt. I deer hunt with my boys. I might do some bear hunting this year. We'll see. Let me see. Yoi Mayo says hello. G'day, Yoi. Yui, yes. Do you have a website? Yeah, right. I don't know who he's talking to. Yeah, we have a website. 09 Nitro here, XTX, riding it for 6 years. Love your vids, man. I actually called you a few months ago about Stomper Boots. You were on the trap line. That's awesome. Yeah, Dan, I remember that. Do I like turtles? Like the food? I like turtles. Yeah. But I like real turtles. You guys want to see something? Hold on. Okay. That's a snapping turtle skull. We found that up on our property. Isn't that pretty cool looking or what? Pencil looking. These things are awesome. Get your fingers in there. Yeah, my wife wonders we come home with these skulls. That was Ashton Olsen asked that. Mountain Slayers TV says they have some great spots backcountry. That's pretty good to know. Miles hugely says, hey man, do you have any plans for new sled builds and any hints we can have? I still, like I said, I still want to finish my stuff. I've had a lot of fun riding sleds. But I want to get I really want to get the 925 Elan done. And I kind of have an idea about something else. Like I still want to do the Titanimal. That's probably going to be one of my big focuses is the super lightweight axis. I don't know if you guys saw, but on my social media, I put up and there will be a video on it as well. The lightest snowmobile suspension ever made by Nextech. I'm getting one, and it is unbelievable. It's 24 pounds for my axis, the 155 skid, with the shocks and with the mounting bolts. 24 pounds. That's kind of like what all you guys warm up with the, the curls with the dumbbells, right? So 24 pounds, blow my mind. And that sort of is making me want to do the whole lightweight build. I'm going to beat Barant, right, Joe? I want to do really lightweight. I have some ideas. Tough Country Gear sold. Oh, okay. I got you now. 22 Goody 22. Tough Country Gear sold you the XLT. Yes. Now I know exactly who we're talking to. Yes. Yeah, we'll see. I'll talk. Come on by, boys. That's funny. Is a 550 fan motor any good, do you think? Skeletter Davis says, yeah, it's a good motor. Great motor. Fanner. Can't beat a fanner in the warm weather like today. Scooch Bass Gear, damn you and your good hair. Polaris 850 Assault will blow your hair back. Just like that. Yeah, at least I'm not losing it yet, right? Max Motorsports, can't believe I missed part of the stream. Don't worry, bud. There's lots more. I'll be around for a little bit. Have you heard of Revelstoke, Jaden? Yes, I've heard of Revelstoke, for sure. Well, that's where I'd kind of like to go. Mason, happy birthday. Mason Bukovitkin. Happy birthday, bud. Diesel Projects, I've been a long time subscriber. That's awesome. Thank you very much. What do you think of the Max Motorsports? What do you think of the new 20-inch track? On what? What sled are we talking about here? How hot is too hot for a sled to run? Well, you know, you got to be careful. Like, I mean, when is it too hot? I've had my sleds. I've had a couple sleds up to 20 with the Evans coolant in them, right? And I never had any issues. If you're regular running, like if you're running powder, let's say, if you're running around 110 degrees, that's just perfect. 120, no problem. 130, no problem. But when you start to get really warm, there's a lot of heat soak in your motor, and you it's going to start to not perform as well. Once you get up around 170, 160, 190, that's you got to look at cooling making sure your sled's cool. If I'm on the trails, 155 with my sled, and I'm getting snow on it, I'm stopping, throwing stuff on it, right? Miles, the Sherp, what are my thoughts? I think the Sherp is pretty cool, but what do you do with it after a while? For me, it'd be a tool. A lot of these things that I use, kind of like, you know, that the Snow Dog, that's a tool for me. Really cool machine, but I like it. It's a tool that I keep in my box. MX Rider, what are my thoughts on the RMK? Love it. Love the RMK. Josh Dillon was sledding this week, and Hydro Company cut a path across the trail, and I slammed into the other side of it. What should I get my mechanic to take a look at? Again, I'm going to take a look at the whole thing, but make sure it's all good and solid. Ashton, what are my thoughts on the new 4-strokes? Solid 4-strokes. They're car motors, right? They just keep going. Somebody give me money. I don't know who it was. That's pretty funny. That's awesome. That's not funny. I don't know who did it. It was 99 cents. Thank you. Oh, Kyle Bichon just gave me $2.79. Can I do some Skidoo Citation 4500 videos? But I don't have one. I wish I did. I would if I could. My neighbor's sled leaks antifreeze when he shuts it off and puts it away. Thoughts? You got to find that leak. Max has an old Tundra. Yes, I think I did. Was that in video? I don't know if it was. Is a 600R enough power for a 146 1.6 lug? I think so, if you gear it right. Why do you Canadians love Can-Am so much? Mini Kaiju. Well, a lot of Canadians like it because Can-Am is a Canadian company made in Mexico. I don't know. I like my XMR. There's a lot of love for the Can-Ams. There's no doubt about it. That's funny. It's not snowmobile unless your coat smells like gas. I was just reminding my wife about that tonight. I find Josh says he finds them reliable, and when you need parts, it's the same engine for like 10 years. Yeah, there's no doubt about it. That's why I like working on the RMK, because it's a cab you can just pull apart and work on everything. Some sleds you can't really do that with these days. Oh, Ethan ATV. Whoa, you skipped my question. So you'll be coming to ride with the team XMR this season. Okay, I'm sorry, I didn't see that. I missed some of these things. I'm old. I only have one good eye, right? I think so. I invited you guys to come ride with me, did you? I rode with Team XMR last year. Huh? I invited you this year. Are you going to come ride with me? Let's see. Will Ashton, the next ATV you're thinking of modding. We sold the Brute Force. And I'm going to probably get, I'm thinking that I might get a high lifter if it's in the budget. I don't know. We'll see. Polaris Sportsman 335 1999. Hey, Louie. G'day, Polaris Sportsman. We just got back from my Rebel Stove. Lots of snow up there. Yeah, I'd like to try Rebel Stove, man. Zach Yuriday. How's it going, Louie? I've been watching for nearly 4 years. Glad to see you're doing well. Hey, thanks for watching, bud. I appreciate that. Louie, 900T Turbo? I don't know what that means. I don't know. That's from Starjammer. Hi, 77272. Hi, Louie. Hey, dogs. Quiet now. Buddy, yo, come here. Get over here. He's barking here. He doesn't know what's going on. Oh, bud. You okay, bud? Yeah. Hi, 77272. Can I buy your sled? Which one? We'll see. The Alpha 1. I'd like to try it. Really, honestly, I would. What trips are you thinking of? Rockies, Newfie, Mont Valet? Well, we're going to do Newfoundland. That's in the works. Mont Valet, not quite sure yet. I don't know if we need to go to Mont Valet. Hey, bud? I don't know if we need to do that. This is one of the nicest dogs. Oh my God, he's a fun little dog. He's a sleeper. He's got a full belly too, bud. Yes, you do. Miles says, I've seen on Facebook if people are posting pictures of cracked rails. What do you think about it compared to the double rail? I've seen it too, and I've been to a couple shops that have had to repair them, and it wasn't that easy because I guess it's a titanium aluminum what do you call it, alloy. Don't know. I know that everything breaks if you hit something hard enough, right? With Ben Pascal says thoughts on studs. The studs are good if you need them. I mean, it's safety and acceleration and stopping and all that. There's no doubt about it. Max Motorsports, what's wrong with the steering on my Polaris Dragon? Don't know, but I gotta see it. Probably everything's worn out on it. Get in there and lubricate everything and check all the ball joints and make sure everything's good to roll. Zach says, do you ever work out? No, I don't have time to work out. I wish I could, but I gotta get working back. My back is bad. Like I can crack it all the time now. I gotta work, the neck and all that too. I gotta work out. I'm starting to get kind of, loose in the cage, if you know what I'm saying. You ever think? Do you think the Skidoo Expedition LE 900 Ace is a good trail sled? I think there's a great sled. Good trail sled? I don't know. I would ask around about that. Where C&M Custom? Where's episode 19 of the MXZ 700 rev build? I'm not sure. If I took it down, there's a reason for it. Let's just say that. What do you think of the 2020 Skidoo Summits and Free Rides? They look pretty cool, but no idea. I'm not a big fan of the way the Skidoo feels. Never. I don't know. It's just me. It's just one of my. It's just the way. Once you get used to something, right? It's kind of what you get used to. Adam Arnold, hello from Indiana. Good day, Adam from Indiana. Jessica Klassen, she said, or Klassen. I have a 2002 MXZ 700. What kind of carbide runner should I use? Probably a 6-inch. It depends what you. It depends on how easy that sled is to steer for you. If you use a really long carbide runner, it might be a little harder to steer for you. It depends on what ski it's on. Generally speaking, a shorter carbide runner will help you steer a little better, but they wear out a little faster. But don't forget to use your bite harder sharpening tool often, and it'll save whatever runners you do have. Sledhead 780 says, I hear you're on probation for being a serial tree killer. I have not. No, but me? Yes, I have hit trees. I know some people get really upset about that, but when we're ripping the power lines, we should be getting paid for taking trees down because they got to take them down anyway, right? Can I take your sled for a rip? No, nobody touches my sled. Oh my God. Hold on. I gotta show you. Do I have that? Hold on. Another thing to show you. Show and tell. Geez, I can't find it. I want to find that spark plug that I blew out and it was moving inside. The whole electrode was moving there. Weirdest thing I ever came across was running erratic on one cylinder, and I popped the head and I looked and I could see this white stuff all over the top of the cylinder. I'm like, oh, I thought the spark plug came loose, yeah, which would only make sense, right? And it was tight. And I grabbed the electrode and it was going up and down, or the insulator there. Weird way for that to blow. Never seen that before. Sorry, I don't have it. I don't know where it is. I want to keep it for a video so I can show everybody. Do you think a short track single rail would be revolutionary for the trails? I don't know. I'd have to try it on the trail, see what it'd be like. My grandpa has a 2000. Ashton says my grandpa has a 2018 Can-Am Defender, and it won't start when the temp is below 10 Fahrenheit. Any thoughts? Don't know. Keep it inside. Keep it warm, I guess. Any thoughts on the 2020 Arctic Cat ride? I haven't really looked at it yet, so I don't know. Is it a 900cc? I don't even know. But I'm sorry, boys. I haven't been up on that. I haven't really paid much attention. We've been kind of busy lately. Miles says, what do you think of naturally aspirated sleds? They're great. I mean, no doubt, and especially a big bore. Big bores are for naturally aspirated. When you want good power, they're there for you. As soon as you punch it, there's no delay, no lag. At sea level, they're awesome. I love my big bores. Will says, any suggestions on the carb model Polaris Sportsman that is bogging down when hammering the throttle? Jets have been cleaned twice and still having issues. I had that, and I think it was the cam. Cam was worn out on it. Check into that. Skeletor Davies says, "Are you a big Polaris guy?" I don't know. Well, you've seen. I've got all kinds of sleds. I love them all. I try not to trash really any sleds. Some are better than others that manufacturers make. Skidoo 7611 says, "How's the shop?" Shop is great. Having a great time at the shop. Louis, I have an 05 RMK that I did the radiator delete, and plastics update on. I'm having temperature issues on the trails, even with scratchers. Do you think a snow flap extension would be a good solution? Yeah, you did a radiator delete. Put the radiator back in it. Huh? I don't know, just a thought. Blake T says, I have a 2-ply track with 1.5-inch lugs on it, an 04 Rev 500 SS, which is a 600. It seems to have a top speed around 85. This is around 10 miles an hour under what most get stock. Is the track to blame for this? Might be. Could be clutching too. Could be a bunch of stuff. Might have a bad couple of idler wheels on there will slow things down a lot. That Ben says, was that nitro mine? No, that was the owner of FX Garage Works. He brought that sled in for me to do that video on. Dane LaForce, do you know of any problems on XPs? Well, a sled is a sled. Just look at my what to look for when you're buying a sled video. It'll sort of cover everything for what you're talking about. What happened with the army truck went wrong? What went wrong? What went wrong with the army truck? No time for it. No time for it, and a fellow wanted it, so he was going to do some work with it right away, so off it went. Do sleds ever get too loud? Do they start to drone on long rides? We don't really ride them that long, like on a trail. When you're in the powder, you don't notice how loud they are. I think cans are really important, especially when you're in the backcountry. Excuse me. I like to know where my buds are. You hear them. You know when they're coming. You know if they're not coming. You know if they're not running. When you get back in the mountains of Gas Bay, it's really handy hearing a sled in the background to help you know where he is, especially when you're in the trees. I think it's definitely a safety item to have a can on your sled. I think it's very important. If you can't be heard, you can't be seen. That's just my opinion on that. But don't run cans on trails, boys. Don't get the trails shut down. Don't ride off the trails with your sleds and rip up people's properties. People are very sensitive these days. They're overly sensitive. So just, if it's their property, just don't. I'm not saying any of you guys do that, but just pass that on to the knuckleheads who are getting trails closed on the trail people. You might want to ride a trail one day, right? You recommend a Yamaha Sidewinder for a mountain sled or trail sled? You know what? I really can't say because I've never tried a Yamaha Sidewinder. They've never let me try one of those ones too. So what can I do? What can I say? How long is your line supposed to be in your gas tank? It should go down to the back of your gas tank. And it should be on a flexible line so that when you go forward, that it'll sort of flop around. Some have two pickups on them, but it should be at least at the back of the tank. Snow bikes. Do you have any interest, and would you ever ride one? I've ridden them before. They're really cool. Had a lot of fun with one, but I find them to be cramped. I don't know, my legs, and I don't know. I'm not that tall. I'm 6'1", but I find to be kind of cramped up in them, and I like the power that's delivered through the CVTs, through the clutches, not through a manual clutch that you have to shift gears. I think that's the big drawback for me and a snow bike. I think if we could get 160 horsepower or even 130 horsepower out of a snow bike, constant, just with a throttle, I think it'd be a super game changer. And I know somebody's going to do it one day. They're going to come out with it. It'll be a factory OEM creation. It'll be awesome. That'll blow belts. Who knows? What do you think about trail cans? Sure. Depends on where you live, I guess, right? What your regs are in your area. I know Ben Huckabone says I should do a 2-stroke phaser build. I kind of have a little bit of an idea about that. The cool thing about the phaser motor and the Yamaha motors is that, the phaser motor, I think the intake and the exhaust are on the same side, right? So that's gives you a little bit more of an option for mounting them. Excuse me. We have a few more questions here, and then see me on there. I'm getting old. Need to shut her down, I think. Casey Metallic. Hey, Louie. 2012 RMK Assault, fairly new top and done. New compression, both around 136. Brand new V-Force reads, power valves clean. New gaskets, just got clean. Okay, there you go. I don't know what our question was. Casey, sorry. Refresh my memory. Oh, bogs out only at full throttle. Bogs out at full throttle. Top end. Might be a fuel delivery issue. It's a 12 RMK. You might be choking out a little bit. Check your fuel pump. Check to make sure that there's nothing. The inline, the fuel filter is okay. Yeah, check those things. Miles, I already gave Miles usually big shout out. I got you, bud. I got you. Yeah, Caleb says, love the snow bikes. Like you said, power is not comparable, but the lines you can take in the tight trees. Yeah, I know. Keely loves his snow bike. He's ripping all over the place. Doesn't even want to ride with us now with our sleds. But you got to ride with some. When you're on a bike, you got to ride with other bikes, right? Oscar says, would you ride a 2020 Skidoo Backcountry? I'd give one a try for sure. Possibly fuel pump, Casey. Possibly. Yeah, bogs it. Yeah, make sure that your clutches are all right too, right? Make sure that everything's working well there. Make sure that your air intake is good too, that it's not plugging up on you. Skidoo Dude 96. Hey, g'day, bud. What's the best sounding sled I've ever heard? I'm gonna have to say that Rev sounds really good. Yep, says really good. Sounds really good, man. When it's ripping, it's just you can't beat anything that's turning like 8,900 RPM. Skyler Davis, that orange helmet. Yes. Anybody? I don't know. I might do a giveaway with that helmet. We'll see. We'll see. I'm running this new helmet. I think you saw it. I think I already showed it to you. I made a video about this, and I wasn't lying, boys. This is the best helmet I've ever used. The CKX Titan. It is unbelievable. It's a no-brainer for a helmet. No fogging ever, and I mean no fogging. Oh, it's awesome. Love that helmet to death. So yeah, probably gonna give that one away. That's a great helmet. That's a super duper expensive helmet. We'll see. Big shout out to Max Motorsports. Are you gonna keep your Outlander or go to a Renegade? I like that's Joshua. I like the long chassis. It works way better than the Renegade, except you don't do the wheelies that look like amazing like everybody else. But I like an effective bike, and I don't think the short ones are as effective, but they wind up. A lot of fun. Mountain Slayers TV. Have a good night, bud. Joshua Bed and Bender. Oh, $1.99. Thank you, bud. I appreciate that. Are you keeping the Outlander or trading to a Renegade? No, I think I'm gonna keep that Outlander for now. Anyway, we'll see. We'll see. You never know. We need the funds for something. Maybe it'll be gone. And no, Skidoo Dude, know of anything good for cleaning my climb jacket? Got a lot of black marks from pull starting. Put it in the washing machine. Should clean up pretty easy. Max, just message me through my website. Easy peasy. Ben Huckabone, I saw you at the Renfrew Fair back in the summer. Cool, Ben. Did you stop me? I don't know. Was I at the booth? I think I remember Ben Huckabone. Do I remember Ben? I don't know. I know the Huckabone is a familiar name, that's for sure. My dad used to hang out with a fella, Dave Huckabone. Dave Huckabone Construction. Torque Boost Outdoor says, how hard is it really to pay for a nice sled? It's hard. Mike Smith, love your videos, brother. Stay safe on the job. Just retired after 23 years. Good for you, bud. I'm 23 years on the job myself right now. Where's Keely's Snow Pain RX1? It's up on the shelf. He's been liking his snow bike, no doubt about it. Jimmy Saff, I used to ride three-wheelers all the time. I love three-wheelers. Still love them. Can you stock some parts on your website for some fan motors? It depends what you need. We can pretty much get any part you need for a sled, aftermarket or otherwise, or engine part. It's hard to put everything up on the website. It costs a lot of money to have stuff inputted on the website all the time. So just give us a call. We'll figure out what you need. We can either get it for you or find out where to get it for you. We help a lot of people out all the time. Heydays 2019, I'm not quite sure yet. What's the fastest I've ever been on a sled? Oh boy. I don't know. Not very fast. Maybe 110, 114 miles an hour. I don't even remember. Been faster in planes. What's going on with your jet engine? Love the skunk mitts. The skunk mitts are pretty cool. Did you guys see the skunk mitts? Show and tell. Right there. Look at these things. Aren't they amazing? Look at the ladies would love these mitts. They kind of look like little. Hey, buddy? Buddy the dog likes those. Anyway, yeah, they're pretty funny, right? Love. I love those things. That's your grandfather, Ben. That's pretty cool. I have pictures of your grandfather and my dad hanging out. Maybe hunting moose and doing other stuff. Very cool. Very cool. Make sure you say hi to Dave. He probably just only remembers me when I was about this high, right? Jaden, you could just direct message me right through my website. Yeah, that's the easiest way to do it. The jet engine, Michael, is maybe hopefully this summer. I wanted to get it going last summer, but there's some startup issues, so I have to work on that. I think I have to shut her down there soon. Pix Holstrom. Oh my God, he says. Right. Savage Deluxe. What's wrong with the clutches if they're grinding and the secondary clutch isn't grabbing? You got to pull them apart, but you got some mechanical issues in there. You're getting your workout doing the show and tell. I know, but you're making me run all over the place. It's pretty fun. Oh, hey, you're live. Yep. You can scare the crap out of people with those. Colin Connor Tactical. What's up? Yeah, just doing everything. Yes, we ship to the United States all the time. We have a lot of products. We ship everything to the States. Hi, 77272. Shout out. You got it, bro. Was wondering if your thoughts on the chain case delete is worth doing. Thanks. Chain case delete. Oh, for a belt drive? On my RMK Axis? I freaking love it, man. Yeah. Well, I just changed a belt drive for another belt drive, but that system that I put on is awesome. Can you make a sway bar link for me? You'll have to email us. We'll see what we can find. Oh, the skunk mitts. I know. Yeah. Those are warm, though, I'm telling you. The difference is the length. There's a few other little differences with the Renegade and the Outlander as well. Make me an offer on your RMK and I will buy it. Yeah, I know. Look at boys. I got to get rolling. I got an early morning. I have to go pick a land up, the 299, a land up at Goche. Stefan Goche. He's got it all tidied up for me. So we're going to shut her down. But I want to say thank you very much. And thanks for coming back, and we'll do this again. We'll try to. I know I can't do it on a regular basis, but I'll see what I can do. Another video coming out. Well, we have videos, I think, coming out almost every day for the next geez, I don't know, next couple of weeks. I have a whole bunch lined up already. So make sure you keep coming back and hit that notification bell. Make sure you subscribe. I appreciate your support, and thanks for the money there, guys, and the other lads the week before. Very much appreciated. Have a good night, fellas, and stay safe. How are the beaver mittens for riding? They're good on the lands, and they're good for trapping. That's why I love them so much. And the girls dig them, boys. The girls dig them. Take care.